So, a few hours ago we received the news that Pierre Sprey had sadly passed away, and in a fatal twist of irony had died on the same day I published part 2 of my A10 video where I discussed him in something of a non-positive light. Before the obvious accusations are made, I think it fair to point out that though Sprey did keep an eye on what was being said about him online, and had enjoyed trolling the various communities and subreddits with his comments, I am not egotistical enough to believe he actually saw any of my videos or had any awareness of who I am. The timing of that video's publishing is just an odd coincidence, and a relatively scary one at that. Everything in that video was scripted and recorded months ago, and its delay was due to things that I'm not going to get into here. Look, I think it would be fair to say there was no love between me and Sprey. If anyone has watched my previous videos, most especially my 2 on the A10, I think my thoughts on the man were pretty clear. But I did not hate the man. Hate is a very strong word, and not one I reserve for people like him. I pitied him, yes. I laughed at him. I ridiculed him. I was not shy to expose his shortcomings. I don't have any regrets for doing that. But I think it's very important to remember that Sprey was not an evil man. He did have his good qualities. He was a very caring man. He was a very humorous man. And for all his failings in the military world, he was a damn good audio engineer. He was, like all of us, human. He had his friends, he had family, he had people who cared for him, people who loved him, and people who will deeply, deeply miss him. And out of respect for those people, I would ask you all for a sense of decorum. As cliché as this is going to sound, this is a time for the family, who are obviously now dealing with the tragic loss of a loved one. And regardless of our thoughts on the man or his life, he now leaves a hole in someone's world, and having dealt with a lot of death in my life, I know how painful an experience that can be. I'm very thankful that everything I had to say about Sprey I've already said. I wasn't planning on talking much about him anymore, and I'm not saying we need to be nice about the man to honour his memory now that he's dead, but let's just give the family room to grieve. I think if anything, that is the one thing we can do.